Frank Watkins, 26th of October. Good morning, Kylie.
Good morning, Frank.
Just a quick, I've got my data turned on, just a quick look at yesterday's 3. IMM has carried on a whisker, REX, backed off a bit today, still hasn't broken. We're looking for a break of around that 175 level. And Z2U. A little bit of follow through this morning, but not a lot there yet. I think actually if it stays above 60 on the close, it will be looking good. Now, my typical scan, but I'm going to do something a wee bit different today. 3MF. Only 96 million out there, very tightly held. So I'm going to go in here and create a watch list. I'll call it higher, high, higher, low. And this way we can review some of these on the odd occasion. So I'm going to throw 3MF into that watch list, just hit the plus sign. There's something about it that I like. AMA, for whatever reason, I'm going to leave that. AUZ, 4.3 billion out there, I'll leave that. That's messy. That's messy too, and that's messy. Just looking at these, I'll make the comment, if this breaks above 5 cents, I think it could be quite strong, but it's not a good higher, 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 low example. It's not coming off a long-term base. So I'll leave that. FOD, that is coming off a long-term base. Some severe FOMO back here in March, or some big announcement. Food revolution, it might be interesting on a break of 3, but not yet. That's not coming off a base, nor is that. Icon Energy, I guess the thing that's caught my eye here is closed yesterday right at a breakout and done nothing today. In fact, you'd argue one trade gone through at 1.5 cents. I shall move on and go back and turn the data off. Again, that's not a long-term base. You can see I've done a fair bit of work on this one in the past. Potash, it's a bit of a rage. Not necessarily, well, I suppose that's a long-term base. The last time it was trading at this level was back in March, so on-balance volume certainly indicating there could be a bit left in that should it break the 2.6 level. What do you reckon of that one, Kylie?
Yeah, I have been watching that one for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throw him in.
I agree, break a 2.6.
Okay. Latin Resources, again, last time we were at this level was back in January. Been trying to fill a gap, but hasn't been able to. Just drag the data across a bit. I'd like to have seen a bit more of a rally in on-balance volume. Great volume and a big move yesterday. So, what do we got out there?
Just seeing what it's done today.
1.4 billion.
It's carried on it.
No, backed off.
Which is good.
Probably, you'd argue it sort of did break. Broke the 5, opened the 4.9, went to 5.2, but backed off. So,
yeah.
You might have bought that, you might not.
I'd like to see, there was such a big move yesterday. I'm glad to see a pullback.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't have bought in this morning on the fact that it did so much yesterday.
we want that little consolidation area in there, don't we?
Yep.
Okay. 2.99 billion. I'm just going to leave that. It looks good. OBV looks good, so on and so forth. But I'm going to leave it solely on the basis of too much issued cap.
Yep.
Neurotech, messy, double bottom. Paladin did too much here. 40 cents to $1.
Yep.
Don't go that one. This shekel brainway. It intrigues me, but it's not really.
We've had this come up before, haven't we?
Yeah, it's come up 2 or 3 times, but never doing much volume.
No,
so
the volume side. Yep.
leave him. Vonex, no. White Cliffs, materials, 1.5 cent job, 500 million. This is more what we're after. We talk about consolidating before the break. That gets interesting.
I'd like to see more volume go through. But,
yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it looks good.
And
Hasn't
what
traded
hasn't
today.
traded
There you
today.
go.
So if you're delving down the gutter here, you might keep an eye on the amount of cash they've got and the cash burn. They have probably gone into a trading halt. So for mine, in the higher low watch list, we have 2 stocks. Keep going. Well, there's
there
an
you
option.
go. Okay. There's
Okay,
all
I'll
right.
hand over.
Okay, thanks, Frank. And I go back to the usual scan that we do every day. Make sure it's all in the dollars. Yes. Okay, 14 today. Let's go through those straight up. That is not any good. Moving on. GLN, I'm sure this came up yesterday. We talked about this. It's a big tick. Big move yesterday. It's moving sideways. I think that's still your break. $1.32. Still got a bit of work to do. I do like this. I do like this. This one has filled that gap. It's moving sideways. OBV staying solid. I like the look of this. If you're being conservative, you could wait for that break of 74 cents. Or I don't see why you probably wouldn't look at that a bit more now at an entry. Probably look at the depth.
Can you throw in 12 months data? Just out of interest. Yeah, just keeps going, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yep.
It looks good. Okay, so INR is one to keep an eye on. KCN, this actually was an ascending triangle here. Unfortunately, it broke through, so you'd say it failed. And if you happen to not get around to selling, well, lucky you. Big day today. Maybe be very hard to see what this is going to do now. I'm hoping that it can consolidate a bit or just keep running. Either way, there's an opportunity to perhaps take profit. Yeah, interesting. Definitely no entry at this stage. LKE, your entry was back here. It's had big runs. Looks like it's slowing down. Again, we're sort of looking for that consolidation here now for another entry. We've talked about this one as well. Again, we talked about this yesterday. Entry was back here. It is just running. So again, we haven't had another entry. We're waiting for that. So if you're on board, amazing. If you're not, we just got to sit back and wait for this one now to give us another entry. No. That looks good too.
It does.
Neo Metals, break of $1. Yeah, well, not even. $1 if you're conservative. The thing is, if you get in now, you have got that big stopper of $1, perhaps. If you looked at depths, it's always a bit of an issue. So you need to weigh out whether you want to get in now before that big round number or wait for it to break through $1.
Whatever parcel size, maybe do a third.
Yeah.
for what you want at the moment, and 2/3 when it breaks, or something along those lines.
Yeah. Nah. No, PLS. Got a bit of work to do. Don't really like that one either. Again, this one has come up. I think this is the one that we've talked about a lot. Break of $1.80. It's done it. It's now closing above it.
Yeah.
So I think this is still looks good. It's a good sign that it's coming back to retracement. There is a lot out there. It's $1.80 stock.
Is there any divvy on that?
Yes.
5.56, no franking. Real estate vicinity centres.
Wonder what they do.
Girls shopping.
Yeah, I'm in. And no. So there's a couple of good ones again out of that today. But that's it for that scan.
Okay, thank you. We shall talk again tomorrow.
Thanks. See ya.